Welcome to the show. This is our first one, and we are on Golden. Gospelisgolden.com. Had to get that straight. Gospelisgolden.com. There we go. That's going to be behind all the things that we're going to be doing with our show. Welcome in. We've got a great person for show number one. This lady and I have, her and her husband have been up and down the road, here and there. She always does great things here and there and always doing things around everywhere in the United States. And she has a book out. Yes, yes, yes. I can't wait. I cannot wait. How are you doing today? And welcome in, Cheyenne.
Thank you, Brett. I am great, and I am so honored that you invited me for your inaugural show on this station.
Here we go. Here we go. And boy, we're going to have some great time this time. Oh, yes.
No doubt. No doubt.
What's going on with you?
Oh my goodness. Well, like you said, hubby and I have been all up and down the East Coast, it seems like, or at least the eastern half of the country for the most part. Right now, we're hanging out in Georgia, and whew, it's warm here today. Been raining, been crazy, but it's all good. And I'm feeling it big time right now that there's just so much that I believe our creator is working on bringing to the light here right now and trying to help us get on a better path, because I don't know about you, but the past year has just been more insanity than I care to ever live through again.
It has been up and down all the time. And you sit there sometimes and you take the phone and you put it down and you go like, what was that conversation all about? Or when you talk to somebody about business, I'm one of the old type folks. If I want to talk to you about business, I want to talk to you about business face to face or on the phone. I'm not going to sit there and type my conversation for you for business. That's not business to me. I'm sorry, folks. And for all of the ones that you have missed some opportunities, that's because you did not want to take the time that you wanted to hear what I had to do. I'm trying to do great things, trying to get in front of the most people that I can and get more people on the show to let folks know that there are a lot of good things out here. God is doing great things, folks, but you got to get ready for it instead of sitting there all the time watching stuff on the internet and not doing your business, not taking care of what needs to be done. You're going to get left. You better stop and get moving. Period.
Well, and that is true. And I think one of the biggest things that just needs to be kind of put in the face of a lot of people right now is, you know, we have to unite. We have to unite.
Period.
That is all there is to it. I'm so tired of everything out here that is designed to keep us divided, designed to keep us fighting, designed to just I'm sick and tired of it. I've had enough. And the number one culprit, in my humble opinion, is the politics out here. I am so tired of this crazy back and forth baloney. That's why my husband and I wrote a book. We actually wrote it almost 2 years ago now, believe it or not. But we're getting ready to kind of take it to the masses and take it out here on the road and let people know that, the title says it all. Skip the politics and create heaven on earth. When on earth did we get the idea that heaven on earth was going to be created by a bunch of politicians?
They don't even know what's going on with themselves.
Good Lord.
How are they going to talk about something that's going on with somebody else? They don't even know what's going on with themselves. That's the first
Well,
problem. Like,
that
come
is
on, are
true.
you serious?
And they are totally out of touch with the people. I'm telling you, they are out of touch with what's really going on in our communities. And I don't believe, I mean, think about this. These people get highly paid to go and sit in their ivory towers and create all these man-made laws where I personally think God's laws have kind of been kicked to the side somewhere.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
ever get that feeling?
yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like we have been spiritually hijacked.
When is the last time you pulled up the Bible, read it, looked at it, listened to what's going on with it? You know,
It's true.
all of the stuff that you're reading in there is not the things that you're watching on TV
Oh,
or
good
this and
Lord,
that and the
no.
other. You
Oh,
know, I
good
don't
Lord,
even
no.
watch anymore because I'm not getting what I need. I don't want
No.
to hear that stuff. It's ridiculous. Come on, folks.
It is. It is. And when you really start to understand what I'm talking about in terms of the idea that we as a human race, as a human species on planet Earth, that we have literally been spiritually hijacked.
Mm.
Everything that has been implanted in our very soul, that the creator put there, has been discounted, pushed aside. You know, we're not even supposed to wish each other Merry Christmas anymore.
Oh yeah,
Good
yeah.
Lord. I mean, there's so many things where we have just been hijacked at the very, very bottom level. And, you know, and so many people have got this one thing wrong. And I'll go to the Bible for this one, because to me this is one of the most important things, and especially when I already said we have to unite, you know, because I don't, you know, there's too many people that I think also have a little bit of their religion confused too, because there's too many people who are just sitting around waiting for God to perform a miracle
Mm.
to clean up this planet.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? This actually comes from my husband. This is his saying. He said, you got to stop waiting for God to create the miracle and understand that you are the miracle he created. So, what are you doing to create heaven on earth?
So it's we're not talking about stuff that's way out there in the world somewhere. This is what's right in front of you, folks.
That's it.
You know,
That's it.
this is not, come on. You gotta make a move.
That's it. And, you know, and I love it because, you know, right in Matthew 18, verses 19 and 20, it says, truly, I tell you that if two of you on earth agree about anything and ask for it, it will be done for them by the Father in heaven. Because when two or three are gathered in his name, he is with you also.
When is the last time that you can think of another person that would even be the number two in what you're trying to do? They don't even want to hear it, whether it's good or bad or what. You know, we can't. Something can be wrong, but you can't say it. You can't talk about that anymore. It's
No,
like,
and
come
see,
on. Okay, maybe you have a better idea. I'd like to hear about it. You know, but this whole thing about, and I hate it. If I want to talk to you about business, I want to talk to you about business.
yeah, why not?
Period. And then
Why
they
not?
go, oh, so what is this all about? What this is all about means is I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to type you what I'm trying to do. I want to talk to you on the phone or face to face. Let's
Well, but
do some things.
that's part of the separation. That's part of the hijacking. Because, you know, there are some very dark energies, dark, whatever you want to call them on this planet. And they know that if they keep us separated, and that's part of it, the technology we use has been keeping us separated, where we're not doing more face to face. We're not doing more where we talk one on one with each other. That's part of the separation. That's part of why we can't create heaven on earth. And so that's why, you know, God says right in the Bible, if two of you will come together and unite in my name and ask, I will be there with you and it will be given to you. So
How
we
hard
got
is it? How hard is that? How
it
hard is
shouldn't
that?
be. But here's the problem. Too many people are worshiping the wrong gods.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they look towards Washington, D.C. and they go, please give me what I want. Please give me what I want. It's like, no, God's already given you everything you need. Figure out how you can be part of creating heaven on earth. Stop worshiping false gods. Isn't that what we were told? Didn't Jesus tell us to forget the false gods?
It sure did.
There's a whole bunch of them sitting up there. I'm sorry, but you know, and you could go to every state and basically say the same thing. And you know, I mean, we became really aware of this, and you were around when my husband ran for governor of North Carolina in 2012, and the number of things that we saw in that system began to really shine the light for us on how corrupt the political system is.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what kinds of stuff Don and I have been doing in the community, right? We've been out here trying to teach entrepreneurship to kids who have a heart to learn entrepreneurship, but their schools won't teach them, right? We've been in the prisons teaching people. We've been in the homeless shelters teaching people. You know, we're here trying to help people understand that if you truly believe we were made in the image and likeness of God, then you've got to believe we all are designed to be creators. Why are our school systems not allowing us to learn how to be entrepreneurs, how to be the creators we were designed to be? We've been spiritually hijacked. That's why
It's
they don't
amazing.
they don't want us to be those creative creators. And it drives me nuts because we have too many young people who, because they can't learn these entrepreneurial skills in school, they have that in their spirit. The creator put it in their spirit that you have the natural ability to be in sales. You have the natural ability to go out here and connect with people and find out what their needs are and provide those needs. But we're not going to teach you about that in school. And so these kids get bored, they drop out, and they end up in the streets. And who do they learn entrepreneurship from? The
At the
wrong,
corner.
exactly, from the wrong people. And we wonder why so many of those young people end up in prison. It drives me bananas because it's not necessary. Anybody who doesn't understand that poverty is man-made, I'm here to enlighten you on that one. Because all of those false gods that keep getting worshiped in the political system, they get rich because poverty exists
All day long.
all day long. And you know, and we're allowing it to happen. We're allowing it because people keep worshiping them instead of saying, heck no, we got to come together, we got to unite, we got to come together as God intended with a purpose to save our communities, to save
Well,
our country, to save our world.
the thing that gets me is how people look at a person who's out in the street. They're not an alien. A lot of these people get up and go to work. They might not have a house, they might
Right,
not have an apartment, but they go to
right.
work.
Yep.
And they're still up underneath the street
Ugh.
and try to do what needs to be done. But why do we why do we look at these people like there's something wrong with them? They're not. A lot of people are one check away from being like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, my husband and I went down that path at one point too. If it hadn't been for one of our sons, we would have been looking for a bridge to put our name on because we went through a bad time. So anybody can go through a bad time. The first time I walked into the women's homeless shelter in Raleigh, North Carolina, Raleigh's supposed to be one of the best places on the whole planet to live, right?
Mm,
That's what they tell you.
yeah.
But you and I know there's a lot of stuff that gets swept under the rug.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and how many times, I mean, I went in front of the city council a year and a half ago and asked them to use some of their existing empty buildings to house some people and create a residential entrepreneur incubator, they wouldn't even consider it. Wouldn't even consider it. Because again, too many of them get rich on having people in poverty.
Well, not only that, they don't want them to be near them.
Well, but here's the thing. When I went into that homeless shelter the first time, I met a woman there with a PhD. I met a woman there with an MBA. I met a woman who used to be a very highly paid executive level human resources person for a company in Washington, D.C. I met a woman who used to be a background dancer for the artist called Prince. I mean, these were some amazing women. One of the women was there and her family didn't even know she was there. She was a survivor of breast cancer, and all of her resources had been burned up during that time. And she really didn't have anything left except a car. And she did not want her family to know she was in that homeless shelter.
One of these days, we're going to have you back on about what we're talking about right now. I have a good friend who left one part of the United States to go out to see her brother. That would not answer the phone when she got there. She's in another state, another city, and he wouldn't answer the phone and lied about it. She's in a brand new place with no money because he said he was going to take care of everything for her. He disappeared. What happened? How many times have we heard things like that? Why would you do something like that to people? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, and again, it goes back to, we have been completely spiritually hijacked. People don't remember what the 10 commandments are all about. In fact, they're pretty sure that they don't even think they're relevant anymore. You know, I mean, if you get down to what God's law really, really is all about, is that you're supposed to have the freedom to live on this planet in the way that you see fit, as long as you don't interfere with anybody else or harm anybody else. It's that simple. Don't harm another person and don't interfere with what another person is doing.
Simple doesn't work good anymore, does it? It's ridiculous.
Well, and spiritual hijacking. We have such a book of man's laws now that nobody even knows what's in them anymore. When they pass these crazy laws up in DC, they've even said it. Oh, I can't wait to pass this so we can find out what's in it. They pass them without even knowing what's in it. It's the craziest stuff that you have ever heard of in your life.
A month ago, I went to get my first shot. Okay, and I had this, of course, way back in February, March last year, and waited because I wanted to go when things calmed down a little bit. So I go to get the first one. Well, now I have to come back for the second one, and I get there. Now I was only in the place 10 minutes for the first time. It took me 2 hours to get the second one because they were trying to decide who was going to pay for it. Excuse me? I thought it was supposed to be free. Oh, and here's what gets it. The company that I'm with said, oh, no, we're not paying for that. Excuse me? I'm going to be on the phone with them tomorrow and go like, why do I have your service? Because everybody out here is trying to get taken care of, and you didn't want to pay for this? But people can walk in and get it done free, or whatever they're supposed to have. I had everything. 2 hours, and there wasn't nobody else in there. One other lady who sat there next to me, and she was like, oh my God, are they going to do that to me? And the lady was like, no, ma'am, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I had to call up and get my information, gave them the information. It still didn't work.
Mm-mm-mm.
And it turned down to what one word was supposed to be right and the other word wasn't right. So they had to change something here or there. I finally got the shot, and thank goodness. But come on,
Our systems are totally screwed up.
it's
They've become
ridiculous.
too complicated. And in so many ways, we have just been ripped completely out of anything that had a natural component to it. I mean, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things that can build our immune systems when we're going through these kinds of challenges. But does anybody tell you that? God gave us all kinds of natural stuff to help build our immune systems, which are amazingly resilient when you give them the right tools and the right nutritional foundation and all of that. But nobody will even tell you that. And there sure as heck isn't an insurance company who covers any of God's remedies.
Yeah,
They don't.
yeah,
They don't.
yeah.
So, again, I'm about the idea that we need a both and system. There's a lot of good things in Western medicine. There's a lot of things that have saved your life. I know this. But at the same time, the creator put a lot of things on this planet that can help to build up our bodies and help them to become more resilient and more self-healing. If you cut your finger, you do not normally have to do much other than put a band-aid on it, and the creator fixes it.
Yeah, yeah.
And yet again, we've been convinced that, why would we ask God to help us with healing? Oh no, we got to go and worship the white coats. And I'm saying, no, we need to put these things together and stop separating them. We were sold on the idea a long time ago that there's this separation of church and state.
Mm-hmm.
And, in some ways, that's a good thing because it was supposed to guarantee us freedom of religion. And I believe wholeheartedly that we should have that freedom of religion.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but they took that and they twisted it. They twisted it and said, yeah, we're going to separate church and state and we're going to take everything spiritual out of our system. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
Everything spiritual has been taken out of our systems completely.
You can't say happy birthday. You can't say have a great
Can't say Merry Christmas.
You can't do anything.
Yeah. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, but our creator, I believe that the essence of the human spirit is freedom. We all are supposed to be able to live in freedom. And it goes back again, that simple law. Don't hurt somebody else. Don't interfere with somebody else's rights. And, let them do their thing. You do yours. Live and let live.
There you
Is
go.
that so difficult?
Where can we find this great book? Because I know this is going to be smoking. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, again, it's called Skip the Politics and Create Heaven on Earth. And you can actually go and search for the title on a website called thebookpatch.com. Okay. So thebookpatch.com, if you search for Skip the Politics and Create Heaven on Earth, you can find it there. But you can also save shipping money by going to my website, which is WeCare, WECARE -partnerships. I'm all about bringing people together, partnerships.com.
All the time.
So WeCare-partnerships.com. And there is a little tab at the top of that site that says, Do the Change. If you click on that, you'll find the book. Because do the change is what we're talking about here. We can talk about being the change, and we can talk about praying and meditating and waiting for God to create the miracle. But I'm going to go back to my husband saying, you are the miracle. Get off the bleachers, get onto the playing field, and let's create heaven on earth. Part of that book tells you some of the steps to start doing that.
We also want to,
do it together.
We also want to put behind that that on gospelisgolden.com, if you didn't get the information that you just heard from Cheyenne, go on our website and the information about the book will be on there also. Just in case you missed one, you get it 2 different times. You get it, you know. Cheyenne and I, we and her husband, we've been, how long has it been? 6, 7 years at least?
It's probably closer to 10.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
because
know,
you knew Don when he ran for governor, right? And that was in
yeah, right.
2012. That's 9 years ago.
There you go. There you go. It's been fantastic because they're always doing things. I always remember when we had the people who were gotten out of jail and we had them on the phone because I'm like, look, just because they're a felon person, they don't have to touch any money. If you don't want them to touch any money, they don't have to touch any, but they can get on the phone.
That's right.
They can make
Absolutely.
a phone call.
In this day and age, it is so easy to send somebody a link, and you can send it through the phone and just say, here's the page, go here and pay with your credit card. And the money comes and gets paid out appropriately. So yeah, we had people doing telemarketing, and that's part of our entrepreneurial apprenticeship programs is, we want people doing hands-on marketing, hands-on sales, because we want people to see that the creator gave you the ability to create your own income. You don't need anybody's permission to go out there and do it. So let's get real. Let's help more people be that creator that the creator made them to be. Let's help them be self-sustaining. Let's kick those politicians in the tail by getting rid of poverty on the planet. It only exists because the politicians want it to. Stop it. We can take control of this and we can lift up people. We can help them learn how to become self-sustaining. We can do a whole lot just by helping people get back to remembering the amazing person that the creator designed them to be.
There you go. How are we time-wise? Are we good?
We got about a minute left.
That worked out really, really well for sure.
It worked out very well. Very well.
This is going to be fantastic. I love the opportunity to be on this network because a lot of people can see what's going on with myself, what you're doing. We certainly are going to have great people on the show. I can't wait to get the governor back on. We got to get him on and find out some more things that are going on with you. I hope and people take an opportunity to get this book.
Absolutely.
You need to start reading, folks. Come on, you got to read a little bit. What's
Skip
wrong with
the
reading?
politics, create heaven on earth.
I stopped watching TV because I don't want to see the news because it's not news anymore.
There you go.
Now I'll read some things because I learn some things when I'm reading, but I'm just tired of that. I'm so tired of going somewhere to eat and nobody wants to give you what you want. I paid for the food, lady.
I think your time's about up, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll come back on the next one. Certainly hope you enjoyed it. Cheyenne, thank you so much. This is DJ Lewis. We'll see you next week. Enjoy today. Thank you.
Thank you.